say this calls for action, and now, nip it in the bud.
Michelle Pfeiffer? The only true Catwoman is Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, or Eartha Kitt. And I didn't need molded plastic to improve my physique. Pure West.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
I love it when a plan comes together.
It's time. Let's talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. Hello, everybody. Let me get that off the screen real quick here. I want to go full screen. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and you have found a rare live Monday event for my channel. This is the Good Stuff live stream. I try to do these at least once a week. Sometimes I'll do one midweek and another live stream during the weekend. But I anticipate that the next week or so is going to be an incredibly hectic one for me work-wise. And so anyway, I don't know if there's going to be another one this week. I'll definitely try to do more next week, or at least do one. But I wanted to get a live stream out there in particular because we lost a great talent over the weekend. An actress who was a favorite of mine. We're talking about Markie Post. So I'm just going to quickly pull up the comments so far, and let's see what we got here. DJ Mexicano de Texas. Hola, mi amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Jamie328 said that, referring to Markie, said, didn't know she was sick and was shocked when I saw that she passed away. R.I.P. Markie. Thrash Pondo Pons, responding to James, said, I didn't either, but according to her webpage, she was diagnosed with cancer 4 years ago. Hello, superfan Tracy Roth Myers. Good to have you here. James328 said, yeah, 4 years ago, she fought hard. Superfan Tracy Roth Myers says, what a shame, indeed. Indeed. And I'm going to say the same thing that you guys just said. This was not something I was aware of. I have, over the course of the last couple of years, produced 2 videos about Markie, and then a few more videos about Night Court where I've talked about her. And at no point, as I was doing my research about Ms. Post or the show, did I come across anything that indicated that she was battling cancer. And holy cow, it just hit me like a ton of bricks over the weekend when I found out that she had passed away, that she had died. James328 said, heaven received a beautiful angel. Indeed, they did. He said, I thought she was fantastic on Night Court. She was the main reason that I watched every week. Harry Anderson was funny. I think the entire cast was phenomenal, right? The cast was so good. Great television shows have casts that really work well together. They have that chemistry. Hey, Ian, good to have you here. Welcome. Thrash Pondo, saying hey to Tracy, saying hey to Superfan Tracy. And you know what, when I said hi to Ian, I didn't acknowledge that he is a super fan as well. Thank you, good sir, for your support. Thank you to all super fans for your support. Let's see, lots of talk amongst each other. Let me see if I can get to another comment. This is from Justin, who is also known as Braidwood, in here on YouTube. He said, so she never had any intentions on being in the reboot, I suppose. Well, I think that's the reason why we didn't see any sort of, when they talked about the reboot, there was a number of press releases. There's been every once in a while something will trickle out, just kind of a drip about information regarding the reboot. And we never saw anything about Markie's potential participation. And I think now, as we look back in retrospect, it all makes a ton of sense. TJ921 Abel says, "Hey Dave, it's sad that we're doing this." Yeah, it's sad that we're talking about. Here's the deal. It is sad that Markie's gone, but when I do the tribute videos and talk about people that have passed away, I've thought a lot about this, and I think what hopefully comes across in the videos, while it's terrible news, and we don't want, cancer sucks. Just going through that, dying at the age of 70 is relatively young these days, and it is terrible news. But what she left behind was a tremendous body of work, a lot of entertainment, a lot of joy, a lot of laughter, and I suspect that is what she would want us to focus on, and that's what we're going to focus on. Hello, Dorothea. Great to have you here. Michael, good to have you here with us from Ireland. Superfan Emily Miller in the house. Good to have you here as well. Let's see who else we have. Mary Kay's here. The Josh Sings is here. Yeah, I agree. I wish it were under happier circumstances as well. Sona J is here. Danny Staten from South Carolina. Almost said North Carolina, right there with my good friend Andy Griffith. But you're in South Carolina. Danny's, if he's not hunting, searching for the elusive Sasquatch, he's reviewing comic books over on his channel, the Daily Dan blog, and I surely recommend it to folks that are interested in either the current happenings with Bigfoot or comic books. It's definitely a fun channel. He understands what the good stuff is as well. It's a fun channel to visit. Valerie Eslick says, "This is my first time on one of your live streams. I really enjoy the show Night Court and can't believe that Markie Post has passed away." I totally agree. I'm glad, first off, that you were able to hit one of the live streams. Sorry that I didn't shave for it today, folks. It's been a busy week. Anyway, but I love Night Court as well, and it was a complete shocker to find out that she had succumbed to cancer over the weekend. Raja 1938, good to have you here. Tracy Rothmeyer, super fan Tracy Rothmeyer, says, "An angel she was." Danny, I explained a little earlier, I'm doing it early because this week's going to be hectic for me, and unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to pull one off on Wednesday, so I thought I'd get one done here during my lunch hour. This is my lunch hour, and so I decided to spend it with you guys. Hope you don't mind. Let's see. Thrash Pondo says, "Hey, Emily, let me skip forward real quick because if my eyes don't deceive me, we have got a super chat from my friend David Zintara, who says, 'I'll remember her for her role in Electra Woman and Dinah Girl, the reboot.'" And you know what? It's out there on YouTube, folks. I know most people did not see Markie Post as Electra Woman, but it's a lot of fun. It's a re-envisioning. It's a comedy, and it's well worth a look. So folks that want to check it out, I would encourage you to do a search in YouTube for Markie Post Electra Woman, and you will find the pilot, the one and only episode where Markie was the fantastic superheroine Electra Woman. So David, thank you again for the support. It's greatly appreciated. I can't say thank you enough. As a matter of fact, what I will do, because Pat McCormick, who we'll talk about in a little bit, isn't on right now, I'll let the Lawrence Wilk Singers say thank you to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me.
There we go. All right, I got to get back here. Okay, let's see what else we had here. Stu Sasser said, She was beautiful to the very end, always lovely, and a fine actress in her own right. I especially loved her on Night Court. Markie will be missed. Well said, Stu. Well said. Diabetic Honeybee, welcome to the live stream this afternoon, morning, depending on where you are. Todd Hilly says, R.I.P. Markie, dream girl for a lot of young men in the 80s. Oh, she was a beauty, for sure, for sure. Retro Serial said, my friend Ian, super fan, ENC, says, I was super sad to hear about this for more than one reason. I think we all were. Sonia J says, sad to hear from her about her passing. TJ921 Abel said, I think her cancer battle was kept private. Clearly, it was kept private. Clearly, Markie did not want to bring that battle into a public forum. And, I totally respect that. Totally respect that. Zaid Scrivener says, feels like I've lost a close friend or family member. So devastating and unbelievable that she is gone. Yeah. So totally agree. Josh Singh says tomorrow is his birthday. Since I'm not going to be live streaming later this week, let me just say happy birthday to you right now. It's great to have you on the live stream today that Josh sings. Kalena71 says, hi, Dave Sundstrom. Hey, right back at you, Kalena. Let's see what else we have. Raja1938 said, read some great tributes to her from old co-stars, John Larroquette, Hillary Burton, Melissa Joan Hart. You know what? That's what Twitter's great for. Enjoy's the wrong word, but when someone passes away of Markie's stature, someone who's been, a huge success in the industry, is always very interesting and heartwarming in a way, and comforting to go out to Twitter and see some of the tributes, read some of the tributes that co-stars give, and it's a very comforting thing. Enjoyable is the wrong word, but comforting. James 328 says, Markie Post kept her illness quiet. Freddie Mercury did the same, probably for privacy. Absolutely. It was a privacy thing. I'm sure she had her family and friends. They knew about it. They were there to support her, to lift her up, to give her strength. And probably what she needed from us was for us to remember her when she was strong. And as a result, she kept it private. Nikki Ray says, love and prayers for the Post family. Absolutely. Stu Sasser said Val Kilmer has fought cancer for some time. He had throat cancer. I actually just watched, if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch the documentary, My Name is Val, free of charge. Well, you have to pay for Prime, but it's free out there, and it was quite an interesting documentary. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Mandy Colbeck said, I did see on YouTube that Markie was not well some years ago. So sad. I missed that completely. Red 13 says, I was really surprised to hear about her passing. To be honest, I didn't know she was sick. Zaid Scrivener said Marshall Warfield had a great tribute too, but I think it's been deleted. Well, that's too bad. Couldn't agree more. Sona J. Let's see what else we've got here. The Josh Singh says, Tracy Roth Myers, this is to Tracy, cancer is equally as terrible as Alzheimer's, which my mom died of 2 years ago. Yeah, there's just some, as we get older, and sometimes it even happens to, it isn't exclusive to those that are in their golden years, but there are some awful, awful diseases out there. And the more we can do to help, fund research and try to beat these things, the better. Stu Sasser says, seems like all our favorite stars are passing away. I miss Sean Connery. Keep going here. Danny Staten says, how about a plug for the other channel? Daily Dan's The Good Stuff, your channel's little brother. You know what? Danny's got a couple channels, I think, out there, including the Danny Staten one that he's chatting from right now. So Daily Dan's The Good Stuff, which is different than the Daily Dan blog, it's got a bunch of trailers and previews and that kind of thing on there. I got to tell you, Danny, I like the other channel more, but they're both great. And I appreciate the fine work that you are doing here on YouTube. Let's see. Valerie Eslick says, I lost my dad to brain cancer in 2006. I'm sorry to hear about that, Valerie. Let's see. The Josh Singh says, tomorrow I turn 46, and Tracy Rothmeyers, super fan Tracy Rothmeyer, says, I'm so sorry, Josh. Yeah, the older we get, maybe that's what it is. Instead of celebration, it's a commiseration, those of us that are getting a little bit older. Custom God said, I thought Markie was great as Electra Woman. Yeah, that would have been a fun series. I would have liked to have seen it lost a little bit of its bite and edge if it went to full-on series, but you know, I would have liked to have seen something more than just a pilot. Emma Bateman said, after I heard of her passing, I watched Night Court on Laugh to honor her legacy. I came here to pay her respects. Well, thank you for joining us, Emma. Truly appreciated. And you know what? That's exactly what I plan on doing over the course of the next week, is watch a handful of my favorite Night Court episodes. All right. David Zentara says they knew that a straight reboot wasn't going to cut it. No, it absolutely cannot. They need to have some sort of connection with the old series. And at this point, it's going to be really interesting to see what they can do, because we know that we're not going to see Bull in the reboot, at least not initially. The only character that we're going to see is John Larroquette's character, along with the gal from The Big Bang Theory. I'm drawing a blank on her name right now, but who is going to be Harry's daughter in the show. So the connection's a little bit weak at this point. I hope that they are able to, you know, we don't have that many actors left from the original series, but I'm hopefully they're able to bring more in and really kind of connect the reboot with the original show and honor it the right way. Let's see. Emma Bateman says, I almost lost my grandmother to cancer 2 years ago. Now she's in remission now. All right. So let's see what we've got here. James 328 says, I lost my father to the same in 06. I think we're talking about Alzheimer's there. Joy 1977 says, taken too soon. Markie was great in so many movies. Totally agree. Good old Bubba says, I lost so many childhood friends to cancer. So many. And Valerie Eslick says, we've lost 2 cast members to Night Court in the last month. Yeah, Charles Robinson we lost as well. And Zaid points that out. Let's see. Mark M., welcome to the live stream, says, Markie was a class act and she will be sorely missed. Brian G. says, she was a cutie, especially to a young man in the 80s. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break from the comments for just a minute, and I'm going to, as long as we're sharing Markie moments. Prior to Night Court, Markie was actually in another TV series. She was in Fall Guy prior to Night Court. I loved her in Fall Guy. But she was actually cast in another TV series in 1980 with David Hasselhoff. No, it wasn't Knight Rider. Here's what she was cast in.
When everything goes right and nothing goes wrong, you can bet your life that it won't be long till your luck runs out and the tables all turn. It's a lesson that a lot of people never really learn. If life wants to get a little rough, you gotta play it semi-tough. If you're really gonna call that bluff, you gotta stay a little semi-tough.
What? You don't remember that series? I believe it was on ABC and it ran for all of 4 episodes. Retro Crunch. Hey, good to see you on the live stream today in the chat. Love your channel, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you're well as well. The Macaco, I'm going to just call it that, said, just stop by to pay my respects to Markie, an absolutely stunningly beautiful lady. Absolutely, you are correct. Good old Bubba says, thank you for the channel. You're very, very welcome. And Bill Thomas Kilman said, Markie was really an underrated actress and a beauty. Thrash Pondo TP just said, this just dawned on me. Is John LaRoquette the last cast member left? No, we've got Marcia Warfield, and we've got, I'm trying to blank on the guy that played Bull. Richard Mull. So, yeah, there we've got some cast members still out there. Let's see what we've got here. The chat is getting away from me. Emma Bateman says she is the 6th of Night Court's main cast members to pass away. Yeah, TJ921 Abel says what I just said. We have John, Marcia, and Richard still living. Yep. So we've got way to come to my aid. Help me out with that, folks. Zaid Scrivener points out those that have passed. Harry Anderson, now Markie Post, Charlie Robinson, Selma Diamond, Florence Hallop, and Paula Kelly. Let's see. Cool Breeze says, I still remember those smoking hot posters covered my wall in my room. She was a welcome addition. Well, you know, Markie was an incredibly beautiful lady, and I remember those posters as well. They adorned many a young teen's bedroom during the 80s. Yeah, I got that, Tracy. After I kind of kept scrolling through, you weren't talking about his birthday, but that his mother passed away. Thanks for the clarification. Super fan, Tracy Rothmeyers, and as always, your support for my channel. Truly appreciated. Truly appreciated. Seattle Judy, welcome to the live stream. Says, Dave, I always enjoy you. Perfect voice for what you do. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Seattle Judy. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. The Josh Singh says, Dave Sundstrom, do you know if there are any episodes of Night Court out on DVD? Yes, at one point, all of the DVD or the seasons, I believe, were out. At this point, some of them have fallen out of print and are no longer available, but Amazon's your best place to check for that. Don't pay exorbitant rates. At some point, they'll come back again, and in the meantime, you can watch them streaming on some of the various streaming networks. Let's see what else we got. Emily Miller, super fan. Emily Miller says, wow, Richard Mull is 78. Yeah, he's getting up there in the years. Please, 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 I don't want to do a video about him at any point in the future. Hopefully he lives a good, long life. Yeah, it was Melissa Rausch. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate that. Emma Bateman says, I remember when the two elderly actresses died while the show was still airing. They were both smokers and passed from lung cancer. That's why the producers brought in a younger actress for this. Makes sense. Makes total sense. Let's see. While I'm scrolling through the comments, I've got another fun video that I would love to share with you guys. So let me pull over here and let's do this. I found this last night while I was going through my own little grieving process, kind of remembering Markie moments. I found this video. It was out of proportion on YouTube. It wasn't in the correct aspect ratio. It was stretched out and it needed some editing. So I tweaked it and I put it over on my Forgotten Media channel. But let me go ahead and play that for you guys and we'll be back in just a moment.
She stars as Christine Sullivan in the hit series Night Court. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Markie Post.
Markie demonstrates here the fender drag.
I've been rehearsing this for 2 weeks, and I'm as good as a person who can do it for 2 weeks is. I mean, the people who do it in the rodeos are phenomenal. Don't think you can learn this in 2 weeks and look real good. But I did the best I could in 2 weeks, and I'm just thrilled. I'm so happy.
Markie starts off here now and executes the one-leg stand. This requires a tremendous amount of balance.
On camera, you'll do just about anything, so yeah, I did that. Did it look like I was going to lose my balance? Because I wasn't. I was perfectly in control.
This is the Cossack drag.
hard to let go. That I had a couple of times I was too scared to let go, but when you finally do, you know you're not going to kill yourself, so it's okay, you can do it. But that is the scariest one, I think. The scariest one is hanging totally upside down.
Markie now with her version of the beautiful Hippodrome stand. Oh, that's lovely. Very nice, Markie. We want to warn any of you youngsters at home never to attempt any of these tricks without proper supervision.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Markie Post.
A wagon load of stars. Alex Gord and William Devane.
I'm just totally flabbergasted and amazed by that little video clip. For her to be able to pick up those tricks and be able to do them in just a couple of weeks, she was a quick learner and talented in many, many ways. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really wanted to share that with you guys today. A few more comments I want to get to. Emma Bateman says she proved that even women can rock the mullet hairstyle in the 80s. Absolutely. She really rocked that mullet well. And Emily Miller, super fan, Emily Miller. Thank you so much for being a super fan of the channel, clicking that join button, Emily. Says, don't forget Hearts of Fire with John Ritter and Ed Asner. I could not forget that show, mainly because I love Ritter. Ritter was phenomenal actor in his own right, a great comedic actor, and talk about someone who was taken way too young. John Ritter left us just too soon. Cheryl Musso, welcome to the live stream, or Musso. Beautiful woman, totally agree. And then KWR Comic Artwork says she did my favorite episode of Cheers as well. And let's see, going back to that clip, didn't know that about that show with her and the Hoff. Yeah, and I think she probably made an appearance on Knight Rider. I'm not sure if she did, but she made so many guest appearances. The Greatest American Hero, Cheers. Was she on the A-Team? I think she might have even been on the A-Team. Braidwood Inn, Justin says the Hoff looking like Garth Knight again. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think those were real pics, Kalena. Zaid Scrivener said, I could never ride a horse, much less stand up on one. That was an amazing clip. I totally agree. Totally agree. Let's see. And Raja 1938 says that the studio insurance guys would never let actors do that today, I suspect. And I think it was the Josh Sings that was asking about DVDs of Night Court. Mark says that the complete series of Night Court is available on iTunes for $110. Sounds like a lot, but we're talking about, what was it? Is that 9 seasons? 8 or 9 seasons? Off the top of my head, I can't remember which. Let's see. Wow. Let's see. Talking about the Fall Guy and looks, Markie was better looking than Heather Thomas. Jim Thurlkill's comment. You know what? They were both beautiful ladies, both very talented. Carl Smith says Nana Visitor played a mental patient in an episode who acted like she was an actress in classic films. Not sure what that comment is about, so we'll just keep moving right now. David Zentera says 2 appearances on the A-Team. And I'm not sure if it probably was Keith Jackson. Kind of sounds like him, come to think of it, Todd. And Monkey with Keys says, I regularly sing the Greatest American Hero theme song at work. Folks, I've got a big favor to ask. Let me quickly pop over to my other screen here. I've got a friend named Pat McCormick who runs a channel called The Golden Rage of TV. And he is at 988 subscribers. I am going to put into the chat right now a link to go to his channel. And if you enjoy my content, you enjoy my videos, I would ask you to click on that link if you could. If it doesn't come up if you can't click on it, then copy it and paste it into your browser address bar and go over and subscribe to his channel. It costs absolutely nothing to do that. But as a creator, I totally understand how much Pat would appreciate this, and to get him over that 1,000 subscriber mark. If we could do that right now, if we had the ability to do that right now and get him over that 1,000 mark, that is just a huge hurdle and a huge milestone for any YouTube creator. Let me just quickly refresh and see if we're having any luck. I know a lot of you guys are already subscribed to Pat. Oh, we're 3 people away. Is there any chance that someone could, 3 more people, if we could get Pat over the 1,000, and I could do that, we could have a video testament to that. That would be so cool. Let me click on refresh one more time. Let's see if we can get Pat over 1,000 subscribers. Such an accomplishment for creators to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. What happens is YouTube opens up new features. Will be able to have a community section. He will be able to have share in the monetization. YouTube's already putting ads in front of his videos, but they're not sharing the revenue with him. But when he gets over 1,000, he can apply to be in the Google Partner Program. Let's see where we're at. Are we at 1,000? I'm hearing 999. Boy, oh boy, if we could get to 1,000. Oh my goodness. People, you are amazing. You are totally amazing. Thank you so much for showing Pat some love and showing me some love today by doing that. I gotta say, I'm sure you have made his day. Let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and get off this now. Thank you again, everybody. Let's do this, and let's get back to talking about Markie Post. So I did a couple videos about Markie a while back, but I also did just a little quick 2-minute video about Night Court as a whole, and I thought maybe I'd share that video, and then we'll talk more about Markie for a little bit. I have until the top of the hour, anyone that wants to stay with me, but let me go ahead and play the video. And again, thank you to everyone who helped Pat get over that 1,000 subscriber milestone. Truly appreciated. All right, here's the video. Night Court ran for 9 seasons on NBC, and I've got to say, never, even during its final couple of seasons, did the show seem like it had run its course. Much had to do with the comedic talents of the late, great Harry Anderson. Anderson played Judge Harry T. Stone, the coolest judge you'll ever hope to have to stand before. The cast on this show was incredible. In particular, I've got to acknowledge the work of John LaRoquette, as well as the incredibly talented Markie Post, who joined the show during season 3, I believe. It was the chemistry between these 3 characters and the on and off sparks between Judge Stone and defense attorney Sullivan. Well, it was just wonderful television. Of course, the entire cast was awesome, including Charles Robinson, Marshall Warfield, and I've got to spend a minute just talking about Richard Mull. He was so darn good in this show. Mull played Aristotle Nostradamus Bull Shannon, a seemingly dim-witted hulk of a figure who was actually patient, gentle, kind, and childlike. Prior to Night Court, Mull had been filming a science fiction movie and had shaved his head for that role. The producers loved the look so much that they asked him to keep his head shaven for the entire run of the series. Every sitcom worth its weight in gold requires a comedic ensemble filled with interesting characters with rich backstories and brilliant actors and actresses to bring them to life. Let's think about it. Andy Griffith, Cheers, Seinfeld, The Golden Girls, MASH, well, the list goes on, but Night Court definitely had that as well. Each week, along with a half hour full of smiles and a chuckle or two, I was allowed to get to know the wonderful characters on this show. Let's wrap things up with a pic of Harry standing outside a magic club that he helped start years ago. Please share your memories in the comments section, and while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I would be absolutely honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching. All right, folks, let's look at some more of these comments. First off, I think I might have missed Justin, but I want to say thank you to him anyway for the super sticker. Truly appreciated. I'm not, let's see, 818. yes, you will see me on 8/18. We will have a live stream that evening. Hopefully you're watching this on the replay, Justin, or you're still around. I do have a little treat for you. I've got to find a special way to say thank you to you. I'm going to let Mr. Robin Williams do that.
Grazie, gracias, danke, merci, spasibo, sheshe, arigato gozaimasu.
There you go. Thank you, Justin. Truly appreciate the support. All right, let's see. Tim Riggins, welcome to the live stream, Tim. Says, I don't know if you mentioned it, but Chips was her first TV debut. Did not know that. Thank you for sharing. I remember her first on Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. There's a Tequila City, I think was the name of the episode. It was a two-parter with Frank Gorshin, but you know what? I thought Markie was the highlight of the episode. Sherry Hilton said, I sing the Greatest American Hero theme all the time. I love that song. Believe it or not. Yeah, it's great stuff. Terrell Bellinger's here with us. Says, hello, Dave. Sad to hear about Markie Post's recent passing. She was such a great actress. She truly, truly was. Thanks for stopping by, Terrell. As we remember Markie Post and reflect on, not, you know what, this isn't a moment of sadness, but rather we reflect on what a great legacy that she has left behind and all the wonderful entertainment that she has provided us over the years. Carl Smith, thank you for the clarification earlier on the earlier comment, as well as pointing out that John LaRoquette was a Star Trek alumni as well, played the sole surviving Klingon aboard the Bird of Prey that Kirk and company hijacked. Awesome. I've got some jets. I am actually fairly close to an Air Force base out here in Utah. And so you might hear a little bit of some jets in the background there right now, flying overhead. Seattle Judy says she was, I'm guessing, very nice in real life. I'm guessing that as well. Frankly, I haven't heard anything about her to the contrary. So I'm going to believe that as well. Let's see. Emma Bateman said she had the prettiest blue eyes of the 80s. Agreed. And I loved Holiday in Handcuffs. Thanks for pointing that out, Jessamy. That great movie. Love those kind of flicks, especially around the holidays. To those folks that subscribed or have already subscribed to Pat's channel, I'm going to quickly flash them on the screen. Thank you so very much for your support and helping him get to that 1K mark. I'm going to quickly show this comment by superfan Emily Miller. Yeah, because Linda Carter has some beautiful blue eyes as well. Rob Aiken says, a prediction. He'll hit 1,000 in a few seconds, and indeed he did. Let's see. Thank you, Joy1977. I love this comment. Thrash Pondo says, I regret that I have but one subscription to give for my channels, which I have already given to Pat. The golden rage of television. Actually, it's just golden rage of TV. Let's see. And Wallace Lang says, I'm sure that it was ABC Sports commentator Keith Jackson in that video. I believe it was an ABC program, so it makes total sense. Let's see. I would never get rid of you guys. Thank you so much, Emily. Yeah, it was truly awesome to see it happen right here. Truly made my day. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Politically Incorrect, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're remembering Markie Post. That's what it's all about today. We're going to stick around for another 5 minutes or so. I am on my lunch hour because I'm not going to be able to do this later in the week. And so I'm going to have to end it a little bit early so I can get ready for my next meeting at work. But yes, 1K. Woohoo! It's awesome. Thanks so much for bringing a little bit of joy when we're remembering something that isn't quite as joyful. So yeah, Pat is very cool. I have been subbed for probably about 3 years now. I love his little mini videos. None of them are more than 2 minutes long, and most of them are a minute and a half. And the information that he packs into those darn videos, just so good. And here's the thing. Folks that are really making these videos and are doing them with love, I got to tell you, it comes through in the video. Sometimes you pull up a video and you go, well, this would be interesting. What a great title. And then it's just slapped together. The images don't match what's being said. And sometimes they're out of perspective. Sometimes they're not even of the right actor that they're talking about. That's not love. That's not someone who's a true fan. That's someone that I don't know why they're even bothering. But anyway, Pat is not that way. He is cool. And thank you for subscribing, Todd. Yes, lots of cheering. Lots of cheering. Thanks, Ian, super fan ENC, for joining us this afternoon. I love getting Ian on. Typically, when I have my Wednesday evening live streams, Ian's my partner in crime, always there to support me. And actually, he comes on video and visits. He's got a great channel as well, that Retro Serial channel. You can click right on it and check out his work as well. Yes, everyone is here. Here is wonderful. Thanks again to everyone for doing that. Congratulations, Pat McCormick, Golden Rage of television. What? We've got a super sticker from Tracy Rothmeyers. I'm running out of video clips. Really wasn't expecting a lot of super chats or super stickers today. Today was a day to remember Markie. Let's see. Let me find something, though. How about this? A little Dukes of Hazzard, maybe? How about a Yeehaw? I loved that show. I know these days that show has a little bit of, I purposefully, that clip, you cannot see the flag on top of the car, the General Lee. And I recognize that some people it hurts. And so we won't be showing that flag here. But I love the show. I love the show with all my heart. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Other than thank you, Tracy, super fan Tracy Rothmeyer. She has joined the elite, the illustrious, who have clicked on the join button and become members, supporting members of the channel. And what happens there is they usually get a little bit of an advanced preview on my videos. They didn't with the Markie Post video just because I wanted to get it out quickly so I could share the word with the community. And but otherwise, typically my videos, they get a little bit of a preview. I often look to them for some feedback, make sure I got everything correct, and then I do my very best. To respond to all comments and questions, but I really work doubly hard in responding to theirs as well. But thank you for the support, Tracy. Carl Smith says, as I recall from some clips from Hearts of Fire, I believe that Markie Post was also a smoker, but I could be mistaken. You might be right. I am not sure about that. I don't know whether she was a smoker or not. I do believe that her character smoked from time to time on the show, which is a weird thing. So you don't see that anymore. Could be wrong. Trying to remember. Rob Aiken says, strangest thing just happened. I'll have to put it in the comments of this video. Okay. I now you've got my curiosity, Rob. I want to hear what happened. Yeah, let me go back to a comment from Danny, who said, Danny Staten said, we also lost a great wrestler this week, Bobby Eaton from Midnight Express. He was a friend of mine and will be missed. Thanks for sharing, Danny. You know what? Put out a video. Talk a little bit about Bobby Eaton. Do something to celebrate his life as well. I would love to watch it and comment on it. I really encourage you to do that. Terrell says, to be honest, Night Court didn't really find its footing until seasons 2 through 4 due to the additions of Charlie Robinson, Markie Post, and Marshall Warfield. Yeah, I believe Markie didn't become a regular recurring cast member until season 3. Good point, Terrell. Yeah, that's the problem right there. It really has become a symbol for certain groups. And, it's just, I do crave a simpler time, Emma. I crave a simpler time. All right, Thrash Pondo's scooting. Lots of folks are getting ready to leave. Thanks to everyone for joining today. I truly appreciate the conversation. and I really value this community. Really value this community. But it is time for, like I said, this is my lunch hour. And you know what? Here, let me have Shaggy from the great cartoon Scooby-Doo kind of share my thoughts right now.
I wish I had a ham sandwich to calm my nerves. Well, what do you know?
I need a ham sandwich. My mother used to call them sandwiches with an M. She had other things she'd say too. And I would tease her so much. And now I kind of wish I hadn't teased her so much. The other word they would say, both my parents would say toilet instead of toilet. Milk instead of milk. They're just little things. My dad would always say, I don't know why he would say this, but he'd say free throw instead of free throw. Just little things. At the time when I was a teen and young adult, those were annoying to me, and now they are just they're great memories. Adorable, wonderful things my parents said. Terrell says one of Markie's final on-screen acting roles was her recurring role as Helen on the short-lived ABC The Kids Are All Right. I love that show with a big family, extended Catholic family, and Markie was awesome in that. Thank you for sharing, Terrell. Oh, yes. Let me see if I can put that link back in for those who want to join Pat's channel. Boy, if we could get him, a few extra subscribers over 1,000, because occasionally you lose a subscriber or two. That would be phenomenal. Thank you for that comment, Jim Bacchus. I want to make sure that I got everybody. I see. Let's see. I obviously not going to be able to get to all of these comments, but did I catch that one? I did. I caught all of the super chats here. And let's see. Florentine, welcome to the stream. About closing it out. But yeah, Markie was great in Chicago PD. This is a lunchtime live stream because I'm not going to be able to live stream later in the day or later in the week. And I didn't reach out to Ian, but I guarantee if I'd asked him, he's just that kind of supportive colleague. He would have been there. Rob Aiken says, my dad says Kmart instead of Kmart. I heard that too. I don't think it was my parents that said it, but I remember hearing folks say that as well. And Keith Smith said, hey, Dave, without being funny, but the entertainment industry lost 3 people named Markie. Yeah, Prince Markie D from the Fat Boys, Biz Markie, and Markie Post. Absolutely true. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you again. I don't know if they've said what kind of cancer she was battling. I haven't seen that yet, George. Thanks for joining us today and helping us remember Markie, though. Let's see. Ha! And Todd says he has trouble saying free throw as well. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to call this a live stream. Thanks to everybody for joining today. I've got a little different clip of the Lawrence Welk Singers, but you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. A couple clips. One, I want everybody to go nuts this week. I want you to go nuts and watch a ton of Night Court videos. Hit YouTube, type in Markie Post. Just celebrate everything that she did. Let's go nuts and do that. Let's really remember the goodness that was Markie Post. And along with that, I'm going to play this clip.
Lights out! Now you want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts.
Now, we don't need to get angry nuts. Let's do it in a celebratory way, but let's go nuts. Let's really remember and reflect on, let's celebrate the life of Markie Post because she was phenomenal. And let me say thank you to everyone for joining today one more time with the Lawrence Welk Singers. Different clip, same song.
Thank you very, very, very much.
And as we leave, I'm going to leave you with a video, the top 5 fun facts about Markie Post. Everybody have a great week, and we'll talk to you all soon. When I think back to the 80s, there are a number of actors and actresses that just really seem to define the decade. California native Markie Post was definitely one of them. My first recollection of Ms. Post, who is the daughter of a well-known nuclear physicist, was actually about a year before the dawn of the 80s. 1979, I think, was the year that Markie made a guest appearance on a little show that I loved called Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. It was early on during Buck's first season when the show still had a fairly large budget and brought in great guest stars like Frank Gorshin, who also appeared in the same episode with Markie. You know, I thought Frank was cool, but okay, I'll admit it, Markie was hands down the brightest light in this particular episode, which, if memory serves me correctly, was actually a two-parter. Her appearance in the 25th Century is fun fact number 1. And when Markie joined the TV show The Fall Guy during that show's second season, well, that has absolutely got to be fun fact number 2. Why? Well, it was a match made in heaven. Markie has been quoted as saying, "I see prettier girls than me in the grocery store every day," which makes me wonder where Markie shops. Actually, getting back to The Fall Guy, I'd always loved the $6 Million Man, Mr. Lee Majors. So when you add someone with Markie's beauty, talent, and ability to a show like The Fall Guy, well, it's easy to see why. After she joined the program, it ran for 4 more seasons. Okay, fun fact number 3 is all about the classic TV series Night Court. If you have to point to one role that Markie is best known for, it would be her role as public defender Christine Sullivan on Night Court. The show ran for 9 seasons on NBC, and I've got to say, never, even during its final couple of seasons, did the show or Markie seem like it had ran its course. Much had to do with the comedic talents of the late, great Harry Anderson, but you've got to throw props Markie's way as well. In an interview a few years back, Markie expressed a certain amount of disappointment that her character did not end up with Harry Anderson's character in the end. She also found it even a bit odder that the show's writers hooked her character up with John LaRoquette's. Although I love Night Court, I've got to admit that was a bit of a misfire. After Night Court ended its run, Markie starred with one of my all-time favorite actors, John Ritter, in a CBS comedy called Hearts of Fire. Her partnership with Ritter in this delightful sitcom has got to be included in this list of fun facts. Markie has often said that she truly loved working with Ritter in this series, which ran for 3 seasons. Fun fact number 5 is a simple one. Over the years, Markie has found steady work in both TV and movies, and that would include a role in one of my favorite comedies from the late 90s, the super zany There's Something About Mary. Yep, Ben Stiller, Matt Dillon, Cameron Diaz, Chris Elliott, and Markie Post. How can you go wrong? Alright, time for a bonus fun fact. Did you know that Markie was involved in a project to revive the Sid and Marty Krofft Saturday morning classic superhero show, Electra Woman and Dyna Girl? Yep, way back in 2001. Anyway, for better or worse, this thing was not picked up by any network, but if you're curious, you can find it right here on YouTube. At least at the time of the recording of this video. You know, I've got to ask, what can't you find on YouTube? It's such a wonderful place full of hidden treasures. Okay, not everything is a treasure, but you get my point. So that's it. Enough Markie Post, at least for today. Are you a fan of her work? And what was your favorite program that she was on? I think I'd probably stick with The Fall Guy. It was her first really big recurring role on a television show, and it was definitely a good one. Please share your memories in the comments section, and while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I would be honored, absolutely honored, if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.